Well, it is now time for a quick look at the markets. Let's have a look at the big board there. In the green all day, up 0.6%, 91 points up on the big board. And tech-heavy NASDAQ up 0.7%, and the big stocks index up 0.7% as well. Here to explain it to us, Jonathan Chang of the Wall Street Journal. Jonathan, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So, I thought Cyprus was a worry, and then I look at the green, and apparently it's not.
Right. I think a lot of us did coming into this week, and by certain measures you could argue it was bad. We lost our 4-week winning streak for the Dow. And for stocks in Europe, it was the worst week since mid-November, which sounds gruesome and ugly and horrible until you see that it was just a decline of 1.1% on the week for the stocks Europe 600. So that's just a sign of how placid things have been since mid-November.
Or complacent.
Or complacent.
I mean, sanguine or complacent, depending on which way you look at it. Now, we had no major data out today, and economic-wise, we're still waiting on Cyprus. That could throw a real spanner in the works, or wrench, depending on where you're from.
Sure. We're going to be watching that this weekend, of course, as well. There's still a lot of speculation about what they may or may not do. Of course, the Russians are involved, European leaders are involved, the new Cypriot government is involved as well. And we'll look to see what happens.
It's gotten very messy, hasn't it? All those, I mean, it's a tiny republic, and major governments from around the world, major powerhouses, have all got their fingers in the pie.
Right, but it does seem that most investors, are largely saying here, things are messy, things are complicated, but Cyprus is a very small economy. They made the same point about Greece to a lesser extent, and so on, but here Cyprus is really small, and more importantly, the economy is on a better footing, at least here in the U.S. So I think people are thinking that even if we get something bad here, I think we've looked at that possibility in the past, and I think we're willing to confront it.
A lot of people pointed to Greece as sort of the way that the euro was going to collapse. It didn't because of Greece. Greece is still in it somehow, not quite sure how, but it is. Cyprus. Is that going to unravel and leave the euro and then be the crack in the entire thing that makes the whole thing unravel?
Well, if it does, then it will make this week look really silly in terms of the ability of investors to brush it off. Answer, of course, is we don't know. Some people are saying that Greece is still the biggest problem. It's certainly the combination of its size relative to Cyprus and how messed up it is still, I think, combined to make it still a pretty potent entity to watch. So, yes, Cyprus is bad, but we should just add it to the list of worries that we have, including Italy, of course, including Spain. Don't forget about Portugal. So,
I love it. Always plenty to worry about. We know what you are doing on Sunday night, watching Cyprus.
Worrying.
Thank you very much. Jonathan Chang, we hope he has a great weekend apart from when he's worrying.